everyone, and it's great that you're joining us for a day which is a watershed for the racing game in Britain. Despite many problems, despite multiple legal complications, a racing day is being held here in Britain on a Sunday for the very first time. A different sort of day. No cash betting allowed, and so the enterprising management here at Doncaster have put on all manner of diverse entertainments to amuse racegoers from the moment those first fans came through the gates at 10 o'clock. Did I say racegoers? Well, we are having 5 races here with all the top jockeys, but in compliance with the law, the £5 standard entrance fee is being paid not to watch those races, but to listen to the band and to watch all the rest.
Well, if there'd been Sunday racing in the last century, this is how you'd have come to the races. I'm right on top of an old bus, driven, as you can see, by a couple of Bates. Reg Bates here. How old is this, Reg?
112 years old.
112. And does it still go well? Still going well. Now, there in front of me, you can see the kids from the Pony Club, and in front of them, on that side, we've got the kids who'll be taking part in the Shetland Grand National. It's going to be a marvellous day. We'll be bringing you all these races on Channel 4 this afternoon. Stay with us.
And Abide With Me was the closing hymn for the service that local parish priest, Father Donald Banbury, conducted in the paddock beforehand. He prayed for good fellowship, for fairness, and for good luck in racing and the rest of the world. The official ground here is good to firm. We're showing you 5 races live, one every 25 minutes, so hold on to your hats. If you're going to have a credit or switch bet, you better get shifting. We start at 2:05 with the Coral First Sunday Handicap. 8 runners in that, including Lester Piggott on Stack Rock. 10 runners in the Cheveley Park Handicap at 2:30. Just 5 now in the Mail on Sunday Stakes, the big one, because number 2 Calling Collect is out. 12 in the Triple Print Handicap at 3:20, and finally 15 to pick from in the Virgin Atlantic Handicap over the sprint course at 3:45. The going's good, but the betting needs concentration. Here's Professor McCrick.
Well, we're all learning something today, but of course all betting shops are closed. There's no bookmakers chalking up prices here, and the only way you can bet is by credit and debit betting by phone, bookies with individual odds. Some are returning their own unofficial starting prices, but make sure you check with your own bookmaker if you're ringing up today exactly what arrangements are operating. Now here on Channel 4 we'll be updating the only sort of shows that we normally get that happen every day of the week, the tote shows. So there'll be a tote shows and dividends compiled in the Tote Quarters in Wigan in conjunction with the meeting sponsors Corals. So all Coral bets are going into the pools, so the pools should be bigger than normal. But well, you might ask the question of the hour, what's the arm-waving fatso doing here if there's no betting on course? Good question.
And they're down at the start for this first race to be held officially on a Sunday, officially titled the Coral First Sunday Handicap. It's over the 7-furlong course, the 8 runners and riders from Graham Gould.
Thank you, Bruce. The top weight is number 1, Norton Challenger, whose visor today drawn 2 and ridden by Mark Birch. Number 2 is Savoyall, whose blinker today drawn 1, Water Swinburne. Number 3, Stack Rock, is coming from stall 3, the man of Lester Piggott. Number 4, Jim Crack Premier. At 5, Gary Carter. Number 5, Go Executive from stall 6, Michael Roberts. Number 6, Rockton North from stall 8, ridden by George Duffield. Number 7, Panicking from 7, John Williams. And number 8, Deprecator from stall 4, ridden by Ray Cochrane.
And here is the latest betting. This is the first show, was the overnight show in the tote pool in their Wigan headquarters. And Jim Crack Premier was the 7-2 favourite. It's now come right in, 2.1 to 1. That's the latest tote odds against Jim Crack Premier, with 4.4 to 1 Lester Piggott and Stack Rock, Savoyard 4.9 to 1, 6.2 to 1 Norton Challenger, 6.8 to 1 is against Deprecator, Panicking, and there's plenty of panicking here, 8.5 to 1, Go Executive 11.5 to 1, and Rockton North, the outsider, 12.1 to 1.
And straight away, let's say that this day is a huge, huge success. There are a massive crowd here, many more children and women than we've ever had before here at Doncaster. It's an enormous crowd, back to the biggest days, much bigger than St Leger Day, and let's hope that the 7 races are going to give excitement as well, and let's hope the kids survive. 5 races live on television. Jim McGrath and John Oaksey, getting us through. Hope your bets win.
And heading the weights here, the Grey Norton Challenger. The whole field were led down by a more illustrious grey, more illustrious even than Norton Challenger, who's one of the best horses in the north, because Desert Orchid led the parade. But Norton Challenger himself is a horse who's having a good season. He's a winner of a valuable race at Haydock. He's handicapped to dead heat, of course, with Savoyard, another runner in the field on that form. The deciding factor today, John Oaksey, might be the ground. It could be a little bit too fast for Norton Challenger, who likes some give.
Yes, he definitely would like it a little bit softer, but the handicapper has given us a real puzzle, really, because Savoyard and Stack Rock, who finished behind Norton Challenger, are both just about handicapped to run a dead heat with him. This horse had to be really hard ridden that day. He's a very, very game performer. He certainly won't give up without a battle.
As number 8, Deprecator, who in fact is out of the handicap here because it's what we call a limited handicap. The weight range is only 14 pounds. Because Deprecator wants to take part, or his owners want him to take part, he therefore has to run off his official jockey, higher than his official jockey club mark, which is some £5 lower than this. So his task is quite a stiff one, but he's a useful animal at his best.
I think really the question is whether Leicester on Stack Rock can come out best in their rematch with Norton Challenger and Savoyard, and Jim Crack Premier wouldn't be out of it either.
Panakin is a horse with a decent chance, ran well at Newmarket the week before last, running on strongly. 7 furlongs is just about his ideal trip. John Williams rides today. Usually goes in last. I think Savoyard will go well, blinkered for the first time, but it's an interesting opener. Here's GG.
Thank you. They lined up then, and they break away, history being made before your very eyes. Go Executive in the black sleeve jacket comes over to the rail and just shares the early running with Panicking. Deprecator and Stack Rock in the black colours. Lester Piggott in that black and orange quartered cap. They've gone past the 6. Come down to the 5, and it's Stack Rock and Lester on the right of the leading trio. Go Executive, and running the rail is Panicking. With the white sleeves is Deprecator. The grey horse on the outside, Norton Challenger. They're past the 5. Savoyard just struggling to go the pace. Jim Crack Premier and Rockton North with the red cap out the back. They come down to the 4 marker, and it's Panicking the rail with Deprecator, and wide up one Stack Rock. Followed through in the pink jacket, Jim Crack Premier, Go Executive ridden along. Rockton North starts to look for room and starts to pick up. Norton Challenger on the wide outside. Savoyard getting reminders, and they've come past the 3 marker. It is Panic in the rail, but Lester Piggott in the black colours on the outside. Deprecator between those 3, and then Jim Crack Premier, Savoyard in the white and red colours. The Rockton North in the red and yellow colours. They've got a quarter of a mile to go, and it's Lester Piggott in the black colours on the outside, but Panicking running the rail and Panicking going on. Panicking by a length and a half to 2 to Deprecator. Jim Crack Premier in the pink colours on the wide outside of the pack. Savoyard starts a run, and Panicking's coming to the end of his run now. Jim Crack Premier and Savoyard are finishing fast, and as they race up towards the line, it's going to be Savoyard who bursts through in the 9 stride. A photo, Savoyard and Jim Crack Premier from Panicking and Deprecator. A big gap to Rockton North, and then comes Go Executive, followed by Norton Challenger and Stack Rock. And so the outcome of this, the Coral First Sunday Limited Handicap, and you couldn't get off to a more thrilling start because the outcome is a photo between number 2 Savoyard in the colours of Lady Butt, trained at Newmarket by Michael Jarvis, ridden by Walter Swinburne, gets his blinkered head down on the line with Jim Crack Premier in the colours of Jim Crack Thoroughbred Racing PLC, ridden by Gary Carter in the pink colours, just pipped on the post, and Panicking is back in 3rd place running the rail in that yellow jacket. But plenty of children getting into the action here, watching this history being made in this Coral First Sunday handicap. But at this stage we can't see my idea of the eventual winner, Savoyard. There he comes in the red sleeve jacket. Walter Swinburne pulls his whip hand through, gets down to drive, but it's a finish between that one in the red colours and the pink colours on the right, Gary Carter. Panicking in the star sleeve jacket, the rail, but on the line it's Savoyard just nosing in front, just getting there from Jim Crack Premier. The judge calls a photo to split the pair.
For quite a long time, I just thought it was possible that the old man, Lester Piggott, I shouldn't call him that, was going to take part in this particular bit of history, because Stack Rock went well for a long way, but now just about hereabouts his measure is taken by Panikin in the white noseband on the rails. Deprecator is up sides, well, just behind him, but the final shape of the race hasn't taken shape at all. Gimcrack Premier is only just getting on to terms, and Savoyard is only now starting the run, which I think carries him to victory.
Well, Graham seemed to think that he got up, and Graham said in his summary there that there were lots of children here. There may have been plenty of kids watching, but this was real man's work by Walter Swinburne, a horse who's run lazily despite the application of blinkers. Walter can feel he's responding, so in snatches he's used the whip to drive the horse on as he sees a gap between Panikin and the weakening Deprecator. Up on the outside in pink, Gary Carter, as John's just told you, finally got his horse running, comes through to take the lead from Panikin against the rails with the noseband. Now in red colours, Walter Swinburne's worked very hard for his money here, if he's got up. Graham thinks he has. Driving to the line now, horse with the head down. It's a real thrilling tussle over the last 50 yards. As they hit the line though, it looks as though Savoyard's just got his head down almost now at the vital stage. They hit the line any second, as Tomo would say, now. That is in fact a little bit past.
If it was on the nod, it certainly looked as though Savoyard's head, blinkered for the first time in public, got the nod. But what a race Walter Swinburne rode. Couldn't agree with Jim Moore. He got every ounce out of Savoyard, and without being at all excessive with the whip, as you can see. As I say, if there is a nod, then it's almost certainly Savoyard's nose that hits the line in time.
Well, usually, John, we've the bookmakers to help us with it. Here comes the result. And Savoyard is the winner.
Second at number 4. Third
Gimcrack
7.
Premier, second in the big
fourth
handicap for the second
8.
time this season.
The winner of the Coral First February, number 2.
And judging by all the pats on the back, that was quite a popular success.
Yes, and I think the crowd, even if most of them presumably didn't back him, seemed to enjoy it too. Well, the bookmakers that I've talked to have told me that there's a lot of bets placed yesterday, placed perfectly legally, of course, and the offices now, today, are getting, well, William Hill's office told me they were getting almost as many bets, in fact, as many bets as they would expect to on a Saturday.
Can't stress too strongly how much of a different crowd we've got here today.
Well, it's rather interesting this, that Savoyard has won, because his lad, Lenny Brinkley, was telling me that he also led up the first winner on the all-weather at Southall. And that is quite a double, because now he's led up the first winner on the first ever Sunday race meeting as well. Walter Swinburne said, I don't think I've won, but he said he's a bad judge. He is a bad judge. He did win the first. And there's Lenny now. I think Duffy's going to pop in. I might just have a quick word with Lenny now.
Did you do the first all-weather too, Lenny?
Yes, just a full. First Southall all-weather.
First Southall all-weather?
Yeah.
And Lenny, did you back the one in Southall?
No, but back this one.
You backed this
Only
one?
a little bit.
When did you back this one?
Yesterday.
So you got your money on early?
Well, we only had a little bit because, you know, the ground a little bit firm. It just needs a bit of cut, so you couldn't really back it.
What do you think about racing on a Sunday, Lenny?
Oh, it's going to take off, whatever I say. I mean, look at the crowd today. It speaks for itself. You know, it speaks for itself.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Extra too. So, Savoyard's done it. Here's the result.
And Savoyard pays £4.60. That includes your pound stake, so it's just over 7-2 against Savoyard. It was a 6-1 chance and 11-2 chance in the offices. Return just over 7-2. Savoyard £4.60. £1.80 the place. £1.10 a place. Gimcrack Premier. Panikin £2.20 a place. The dual forecast £10.30. All those include your pound stake. The distance a short head and 3/4 of a length. The atmosphere missing because the bookmakers couldn't bet on a photo finish. Can't bet here at all. No betting on the photo finish, and quite a short return. 7-2 Savoyard. You could have got 6-1 with generous bookmakers.
You can see a wonderfully exciting race, a marvellously thrilling day, lots and lots of people here, and as you can see, kids fighting to enjoy themselves here at Doncaster. See you in a second.
I left for the rendezvous as planned.
No one saw you.
They were there.
Any problems?
Nothing my Citroen ZX couldn't handle.
Your new ZX. A formidable weapon. With performance like that, they didn't attempt a tail, I take it.
They tried.
But you lost them.
On the contrary. I gave them a lift.
The Citroen ZX, now with 1 year's free insurance on selected models.
Ça énerve toi cher. Goûte ça.
Mais regarde là-dedans.
L'esprit exotique. Les fruits défendus.
C'est bon ça. C'est du vaudou.
Non, 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 cher. C'est tabou.
Ça va le faire m'aimer.
Ah non, cher. L'homme là, fou quand même.
If you think you can sing, call Karaoke Challenge. You can record your own song or listen to the best and worst callers from last week. And there's £100 plus 5 CDs or albums to be won every week. Karaoke Challenge, 0898 88 7777.
There's Dawn in Doncaster, Sid in Sidcup, Peter in Petersfield, Mac in Macclesfield, not forgetting Anne in Andover, Sid, there's Sid again, saving up in Sydenham, Tell in Telford, Nell in Bracknell, Rose in Montrose, seeing how our money grows. Stephen in Stevenage, Stan in Stanmore, Ross in Ross and Wiley in Leigh-on-Sea, Felix in Felixstowe, Lou in Lewis, St Helens, St Leonard's, Abbey in Abingdon, Mar in Marlow, Jean in Harlow, Dee in Dundee, all saving merrily.
Savings accounts for all ages, including one that starts at £1, nationwide, with more branches than anyone else, with a nation's building society.
With the new Kodak Fun Flash camera, everyone wants to be in the picture. Preloaded with Kodak Gold 2 film and with a built-in flash, it's simple and easy to use. So get into the picture with Kodak Fun cameras.
Strongbow. Nothing else quite hits the mark.
Oh, if you don't have the number to hand, with 5 sections, the Thompson Directory is bound to know.
Hasn't time flown?
Yes, it stood still for you. I have grey hair. You're not grey at all, are you?
That's because I look after myself. I discovered Just for Men. Simply apply, wait 5 minutes and rinse off. No grey, just natural-looking colour.
Your husband is so young-looking.
Just for Men gets rid of the grey in just 5 minutes.
They said they wanted new racegoers, and they've got them. Part of the brilliant new crowd here, and old traditions as well. But of course, a prize giving is always an important moment. Here's the trophy presentation.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the first race on this historic day in the annals of British racing, the Coral first Sunday race has been won by Savoyard, owned by Lady Butt, trained by Michael Jarvis and ridden by Walter Swinburne. And what a tremendous race we've seen. As well as sponsoring this opening race today, Coral have done a tremendous amount to publicise and market this meeting as a whole, and their commitment is greatly appreciated by the racecourse executive. And it's my pleasure to invite Mr. John Morgan, the Managing Director of Coral Racing, to present the trophy to the winning trainer, Michael Jarvis, who's receiving the trophy on behalf of the winning owner, Lady Butt. Your appreciation, please, on a very fine win.
What a terrific start to the first ever Sunday racing, and of course we couldn't have a race meeting on Channel 4 without a first ever Sunday picture puzzle. Here it is. If you can work it out, you can win 3 first prizes of £100. Now, I'm not going to tell you where it's running today, but I think you've got a pretty good idea. Here's your new Crusader cloak, Batman. That's what it says if you can't read it. And the sign says Doncaster and Co. Finest cloth, woven to order, open all day Sunday. That's a topical picture puzzle. Get on that phone now, 08919991144. We'll announce the 3 lucky winners live on Channel 4, and they'll each receive £100.
Walter Swinburne, I've just been talking to him. He's rushing out to ride in the next race. He's saying that the noise here up the straight was more than on St. Leger Day. He said this is exactly the sort of thing he'd always hoped for in Britain, that there's a tremendous, enthusiastic new racegoers. But of course we are quite late in the day. A wonderfully exciting race, a marvellously thrilling day, lots and lots of people here. And as you can see, kids fighting to enjoy themselves here at Doncaster. See you in a second.
I left for the rendezvous as planned.
No one saw you.
They were there.
Any problems?
Nothing my Citroen ZX couldn't handle.
Your new ZX. A formidable weapon. With performers like that, they didn't attempt a tail, I take it.
They tried.
But you lost them.
On the contrary. I gave them a lift.
The Citroen ZX, now with 1 year's free insurance on selected models.
Ça énerve toi, cher. Goûte ça.
Mais quoi là-dedans?
L'esprit exotique, les frites fondues.
C'est bon ça? C'est du vaudou?
Non, 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 cher. C'est tabou.
Ça va le faire mémé?
Ah non, cher. L'homme là, coucou quand même.
If you think you can sing, call Karaoke Challenge. You can record your own song or listen to the best and worst callers from last week. And there's £100 plus 5 CDs or albums to be won every week. Karaoke Challenge, 0898 88 7777.
There's Dawn in Doncaster, Sid in Sidcup, Peter in Petersfield, Mac in Macclesfield, not forgetting Anne in Andover, Sid, there's Sid again, saving up in Sydenham, Tell in Telford, Nell in Bracknell, Rose in Montrose, seeing how our money grows. Stephen in Stevenage, Stan in Stanmore, Ross in Ross and Wiley in Leigh-on-Sea, Felix in Felixstowe, Lou in Lewis, St Helens, St Leonard's, Abbey in Abingdon, Mar in Marlow, Jean in Harlow, Dee in Dundee, all saving merrily.
Savings accounts for all ages, including one that starts at £1, nationwide, with more branches than anyone else, with a nation's building society.
With the new Kodak Fun Flash camera, everyone wants to be in the picture. Preloaded with Kodak Gold 2 film and with a built-in flash, it's simple and easy to use. So get into the picture with Kodak Fun cameras.
Nationwide hits the mark.
Oh, if you don't have the number to hand, with 5 sections, the Thompson Directory is bound to know.
Hasn't time flown?
Yes, it stood still for you. I have grey hair. You're not grey at all, are you?
That's because I look after myself. I discovered just for men. Simply apply, wait 5 minutes and rinse off. No grey, just natural-looking colour.
Your husband is so young looking.
Just for men. Gets rid of the grey in just 5 minutes.
They said they wanted new racegoers, and they've got them. Part of the brilliant new crowd here, and old traditions as well. But of course, a prize giving is always an important moment. Here's the trophy presentation.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the first race on this historic day in the annals of British racing, the Coral First Sunday race, has been won by Savoyard, owned by Lady Butt, trained by Michael Jarvis and ridden by Walter Swinburne. And what a tremendous race we've seen. As well as sponsoring this opening race today, Coral have done a tremendous amount to publicise and market this meeting as a whole, and their commitment is greatly appreciated by the racecourse executive. And it's my pleasure to invite Mr. John Morgan, the Managing Director of Coral Racing, to present the trophy to the winning trainer, Michael Jarvis, who's receiving the trophy on behalf of the winning owner, Lady Butt. Your appreciation, please, on a very fine win.
What a terrific start to the first ever Sunday racing, and of course we couldn't have a race meeting on Channel 4 without a first ever Sunday picture puzzle. Here it is. If you can work it out, you can win 3 first prizes of £100. Now, I'm not going to tell you where it's running today, but I think you've got a pretty good idea. Here's your new Crusader cloak, Batman. That's what it says if you can't read it. And the sign says Doncaster and Co. Finest cloth, woven to order, open all day Sunday. That's a topical picture puzzle. Get on that phone now, 08919911144. We'll announce the 3 lucky winners live on Channel 4, and they'll each receive £100.
Walter Swinburne, I've just been talking to him. He's rushing out to ride in the next race. He's saying that the noise here up the straight was more than on St. Ledger Day. He said this is exactly the sort of thing he'd always hoped for in Britain, that there's a tremendous enthusiastic new racegoers. But of course we are quite late in the day.